Hello everyone. Today we're back playing Farming Simulator 16. Um, quick thing to note about this is uh oh, here. Uh oh. um this game I was recently just playing Farming Simulator 14 just the other day. To you guys it might be like a week after, not sure. I'm taking my time uploading these. But uh I can't even think anymore. um oh, camera can go really far out on this. I don't like how I can't retract that stuff though. Um yeah, I'm gonna be playing a mix of Farming Simulator 14, 16, and 17 all together. I did used to own Farming Simulator 22, but I refunded it because I mostly downloaded it to play multiplayer, and I couldn't get the multiplayer function to work. So, you know, let me get out of here. I prefer Farming Simulator 14 because the nostalgia, but in terms of actual gameplay, like content and whatnot, I'd say Farming Simulator 16 probably has more. Farming Simulator 17, I've only played for like a couple hours, and I get kind of bored of it. It's a really large map, and definitely not my kind of thing to usually play, so 36%, that's good. Um, quick thing is though so I'm not very good at commentary. This is gonna be a series, so you know, enjoy the fun. And beyond that, uh, one thing that I'll also say is um, why can't I think like at all? Is I guess I should say something poetic or something. I don't know. um, one thing that I notice is a lot of people like online say to grow your knowledge, to become smarter. Anytime you have a question, you should look it up, ask around, you know, ask questions. That's how you become smarter. And, well, it's not wrong. People don't really take that to heart. And I mean that, like, um, you can tell a person to ask as many questions as they come into their head. But for the most part, people just don't like to do that. It's not really fun for them. So, from my perspective, I think of it as, yeah, sure, you can grow your knowledge by asking questions, but there's not a whole lot of people who will do that. And I don't think the thing of, like, becoming smarter from asking questions is how that really works. You can grow your knowledge all you want, but that doesn't mean you'll be smart. To become smart, you kind of have to know how to use the knowledge you have instead of trying to learn more. Learning more is also like really great, but unless you can use that knowledge, it's not really helpful. So, I guess uh you know, do ask questions, but practice using that knowledge when someone's looking for a history whatnot, or a question about science, whatever. um just share some knowledge. Sharing the knowledge is by far the best way to learn. And it's like, you know, people always say ask questions, and I didn't want to knock it till I tried it, you know. Asking questions is a smart maneuver. It's just not many people do it, so, you know, at least I didn't want to, you know, knock it. So I tried it. Anytime that I had a question, I'd just simply ask Google. If Google didn't give me a satisfying answer, then I'd ask the people around me. If they didn't give me a satisfying answer, then I'd turn to the books. It, you know, wasn't actually that difficult after I got used to just asking questions. But, although I did gain more knowledge, I don't really think that I gained smarts. It's more that I just learned more, and how I applied that is how I gained my smarts. That thing's about full, so I should probably swap out for a second. Actually, I didn't even realize I had my thing on. Like for example, a couple of minutes ago, I was sitting on the old, you know, John, you know, the toilet. And I just was thinking, you know, war is actually pretty good. I mean, think of all the advancements that has come from war. Our medicine, our weapons, tools, people's lives have changed fundamentally. Yeah, a lot of it is not so good. A lot of it is actually really, really bad. But there is a decent amount of it that was actually pretty good. We probably wouldn't have as much medicine as we do now. But my question arises after thinking about that for a minute. Katanas. You always think of them, you know, from Japan, you know? That's obvious. What is that sound mix? And you always think of samurai. Always from, you know, war and whatnot. But my question was, their signature weapon, the katana, was that actually an accident? Or, like, no, did that come up because of war on purpose or because of an accident? A lot of things that happen in history are mostly by accident. A lot of inventions, foods, items like tools, they're mostly by accident, trying to create something else. And you know what? That's actually amazing, if you think about it. But my question was the katana an accident, or was it a successful invention created because of necessity during their civil war in the, like, Edo period or whatever? I don't know. Actually, Japan has a lot of wars, so can't just name out one. So I asked Google, and Google didn't give me a very good answer, but it gave me one that I was satisfied with for right now, because I wanted to get this video out. Which is actually why I'm talking about this, because it fit perfect. But it said, basically, the Japanese started forging their own swords roughly around 2000 BC. So, a little while ago, but not bad, you know, times the time. Only thing is they didn't have as much, like, there wasn't enough information to go off specifically saying that the katana was an accident. But it was stated that a farmer, accidentally left his sword next to the fire or something. That's how they started forging swords. And then another thing, said, there's a lot of kind of useless information, but after looking through it, I kind of learned a couple things. For one, the katana was an accident, like completely. It was not on purpose. And then, however, it was an accident, but it was an accident done on purpose. See, there was this one smith that saw that anytime soldiers would go out to battle, their swords would become very brittle and break easily. So he decided to make a new sword. Unlike anything else, a virtually indestructible one. Indestructible, whatever. Sorry. And, by doing this, he made the katana. Not saying that the action was on purpose or accident, but he wanted to make a new sword that wouldn't be as easily destroyed. In which, through trial and error, he created the katana. It was a one-sided blade, unlike the previous swords that had two sides that you could cut with, but it was also curved, which looked pretty funky, but at the time. And these things were actually great swords, amazing for combat. Their curved edge gave them a automatic edge alignment, and by folding the blade, like in the forging process, you could make it incredibly strong. So, he got what he wanted, a virtually indestructible sword. And it definitely wasn't perfect. Even now, we don't see the katana as the perfect weapon. Obviously not. Guns outclass it in almost every scenario. However, for the time, it was pretty much perfect. You couldn't get much more perfect than a blade like that. So basically, through my research, I found that, with a simple question and a couple searches on Google, the katana was an accident, but it was created through a on-purpose action. During wartime, they wanted something more powerful, something less brittle, and a smith thought of it and just tried. After countless attempts, he found his answer: a curved blade. And I also learned some other things. Like I stated, Japan started forging by accident around 2000 BC because a farmer left his sword next to his fireplace during his sleep. I had no idea that that was a fact that we had any knowledge on, but apparently we do. And you know what? I learned that. And a couple other things, like the 1,000 folded katanas. Katanas aren't usually folded 1,000 times. They're usually folded 10 to 12 times. Still strong enough to give them durability, but definitely not 1,000 times. I always thought that was interesting, and, like, 1,000 folded blade. Oh well, cool. But after I searched up, was katanas an accident in their forging process and whatnot, my question to Google was the creation of a katana a accident? And yeah, I learned information that was useless to my question, but now I know more. Which, now whenever someone has a misconception about a katana, I might be able to shed light on their misconception. Which is definitely a lot better than, not having any information on itself. Will I ever use this knowledge? Probably not. except for in rare cases. At the same time, if I want to buy a sword for display, I might, you know, at least know the history behind it. A stupid question such as, was the creation of the katana an accident, was just a random question. I learned nothing of use to me, but I learned more knowledge. I don't believe that I became smarter because of this, but what I do believe is I learned more. So, by learning more, I've become, I have the ability to become smarter. I just have to learn how to use this new knowledge. Fortunately, though, learning more knowledge definitely isn't easy. Unless you ask. It all derived from a question and a response. And I think that's gonna conclude our episode today. Mostly because I got what I wanted. There's nothing better than to simply watch as time goes by. Keep getting smarter, guys. Keep growing your knowledge and whatnot. See you guys next time. Bye.